Hello.
Being the co-host is better than being the host. Because
Dylan...
Because you know why?
Why?
Because I'm the co-host with the co-most.
Well, Dylan has already ruined it. Welcome to Talkin Wrasslin with your host today, me, Lyssie.
Hi!
Hi, I'm Lyssie.
Hello. We should add like weird fucking like the fucking like game show fucking clapping and cheering. Woo! Yeah, woo! Hi.
And here's my co-host with the co-most, Dylan.
And then you add the in post edit.
You enter the boo. Tomato. This podcast is gonna be a fucking wreck.
Why are you guys so mean? God. Fuck you guys.
Alright, hi, welcome. This is Talkin Wrasslin, episode 62.
I can't wait till 69. 7 more weeks!
7 more weeks,
Bro,
boys.
we're gonna do a special episode for that one.
Oh, thank God. We should get Bryce on Skype.
We should, like, talk about, like...
We should get Bryce on Skype. We should have Bree on it.
We should talk about, like, wrestlers that did porn.
69 Me Dawn. That's what it's gonna have to be called.
Yeah.
If it's not called 69 Me Dawn, I'm quitting the podcast.
No, it should just be called the back of the DX jersey.
Okay.
Because it's 60.
Anyway, hi. This podcast is gonna be a wreck. It's currently 10:30 at night on a Monday. We just finished watching Raw. We're not gonna talk about Raw. We'll talk about that next week.
We're talking about the other Raw.
Yeah, we're talking about the past week of Raw, but we're not gonna be talking about what just happened on Raw now.
We should just tell them now that next week's episode is gonna be a gigantic, humongous, fucking ton episode of WrestleMania weekend.
It's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be the maybe 2-parter, like last year.
Yeah, we're going into WrestleMania week, so it might be a lot. But anyway, we have some stuff to talk about today. We have...
You made that sound so serious.
We have
I just got non-flashbacks.
to discuss.
Dylan, we're gonna sit and talk.
I've never said that to... Oh.
Mommy and Daddy are getting a divorce. That never happened.
I've never said
that. Never happened to me. I was 2. I don't remember anything. No, you usually just go, can I talk to you about something? And I'm like, oh no, what the fuck did I do now?
This is not the trauma dump episode. Jesus Christ. Okay, anyway, it's late at night. We're unhinged. Dylan's looking at cause on the fucking...
I'm gonna get this RoboCop.
2K24, 25, whatever fucking year it is.
It's 2K25. We don't play that fucking old generation bullshit.
I'm tired.
This is the new generation, like WWF, new generation.
I've been up since 9 a.m., so I'm tired. Anyway, we'll be talking about some stuff, obviously. Not really like a lot of wrestling news, just things that have happened in the wrestling verse. This week, we'll talk about Raw, Dynamite, WrestleMania predictions, and then the Wrestler of the Week. So, really not a whole heck of a lot. We did add something in here, which we'll get into once we're done with our summary of the week. That's going to kind of extend the episode a little bit. But...
What did I add?
This. The main thing that you told me about 3 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, hey, do this thing that you're going to have, like, so much fucking trouble with doing.
Yeah.
Good luck. You have 3 days.
I'm horrible at podcast assignments.
Literally terrible.
I think of these things.
I could probably come up with a really good thing for us to do one week. But you just don't.
Bro, go ahead.
No, you always do stuff. And then I'm like, okay.
Bryce sends me ideas.
Stop it, Bryce.
Go ahead. No, Bryce sends me ideas. Like, I still want to do, but I want to wait because, like, I want to deep dive into all of it, and we will have to watch like YouTube videos and stuff. But like, on the back burner, there is a future episode of Talkin Wrasslin where we discuss wrestling conspiracy theories. Because that's an episode that I know that we both would want to do. But that's also going to be an episode where there really isn't a lot going on in the week. So sometime after WrestleMania, because there's usually a dip in, like, wrestling at that time.
Yeah. But anyway, to start things off, Dylan, how was your week?
Bro, I'm not even going to lie. My week's just been, like, really weird. Because, like, I guess, like, I'm kind of now on a set schedule of where I work. Where now I'm working, like, night shift. So I have been living a nocturnal life. I am nocturnal.
It's been terrible for me because I kind of follow the same sleep schedule as you.
Yeah,
and I've been working like early-ish mids.
You didn't want to do what I did last night.
Like tomorrow's not too bad. I go in for 11, but still. Like I went for 10 today and that was kind of, or 10:30 or something. That was kind of rough. But
I went to bed at 6 a.m. Because I got lost in 2K25, bro.
Okay, well.
I got lost and was like, oh, and I went to bed. I was up at 1. Yeah, it's been rough.
Anyway,
not a bad thing.
No, but how like aside from that, how has your week been?
Boring.
Yeah.
There's really been nothing. Did we talked about God's Hay on the last episode, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that already happened.
Yeah, so that was 2 weeks ago now at this point, I think.
Yeah, nothing. We haven't done anything. No, I've been broke, so we couldn't done anything.
Yeah, no, we have both been suffering in the money department.
I almost cried when I opened an Easter card today.
Yeah.
And there was money in it.
Yeah.
That's how tough times are. Right?
So thanks to my dad and Noni, we got a couple dollars to help us get through the week, which like, thank fucking God, because I was like, oh my God, I should have told Brie about that. Brie, if you're listening to this, right, literally, I'm not going to really talk about it on this podcast because, like, I want to kind of get things situated and, you know, talk to more people and get things a little bit more comfortable before I actually come on here and talk more about it. But Brie, if you're listening to this, I just want you to know that I had that very serious conversation with my dad for about 2 hours, right? I want to say it was probably about a 2-hour long conversation. And then literally at the end of it, he gave me $100 bill.
Here you go. Sorry.
Like, it sounds terrible out of context.
Sorry about your trauma.
Yeah, I know. It sounds terrible out of context.
I wouldn't say it was trauma. But...
No. Well, no, but struggles. Sorry about your struggles. Here's $100. Like, it was a good, supportive, loving,
and it's not even money.
It's
not even Dad. I need money.
It wasn't anything to do with that. It was just oddly convenient because, like, he gave me some leftovers from my nonies because yesterday they had Easter dinner, but I couldn't go because I was working. So my dad
someone made a Jerry only.
Jesus Christ. My dad just got us some leftovers, and there was like Easter like candy and money in there from my noni and from my dad. So he had me take out the money that was in my card to give to Dylan, and then he gave me $100 bill, which Dylan still got the same amount. It was like 50 from my noni, 50 from my dad.
I got $2.50.
So Dylan got $2.50 and I got $100 bill, but it was just really funny.
I got
it was like
$2.50.
Really serious conversation, like, I'll love you no matter what. I'm here to support you no matter what. We'll get everything situated. We'll figure it out one out. By the way, here's $100.
I'm not even going to put the $2.50 in my bank account. I'm going to go to work tomorrow and be like, everyone at work, buy something.
It was literally, I can't even fucking, Dylan, I'm going to start crying. It was literally the Tweak and Craig episode from South Park where it's like, son, I just love you so much. Here's $100.
That's fucking funny.
Oh my God. No, literally to a T. It was the Tweak and Craig episode. That's fucking crazy. Anyway, but yeah.
Sorry, you're sad. Here you go.
Well, no, because that was the gay episode, and they're like, "Son, I just love you for being a queer. Here's $100." Fucking Christ. Anyway, my week was fine. I got $100.
We're on the up and up.
Yeah, we're on the up and up. No, so, oh my God, my eye is so fucking itchy. I was sick last week. I still have congestion, which is phenomenal. I love the seasons changing in Pennsylvania. But no, I mean, it's kind of another one of those weeks where it's just kind of work. Things are going cool with the union and everything. We have a little event tomorrow that's going on at the store. So for a couple hours, so that'll be cool. My dad's gonna come to that. He's gonna come and say hi to everyone and probably get a black iced tea.
I'll be working.
Yeah, I know you'll be working. But yeah, no, so that's pretty nifty. Yeah, I don't think that there's really anything crazy that happened. Oh, I booked a hair appointment. I booked like a haircut.
Bro, I forgot you told me about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not for a couple weeks. It's not for like 5 weeks.
What are you doing again?
So I kind of want to do, so I don't want to lose my length because I like the length of my hair.
That was going to be the question. It's like, are you going short or no?
Not exactly. So I'm probably going to fall under closer to like a mullet.
Longer than mine.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. I don't want to take much of this length off at all, unless like we have to just trim it up a bit.
I mean, I don't know why I'm asking. I don't care what the fuck you do. Do whatever you want. Like, shave your fucking head if you want.
I'm not doing that. But so when I cut my hair,
I was just interested.
I can kind of like just cut off. Like I can do a trim, and I can do like a very basic wolf cut, but I can never get like the top layers to be as short and choppy as I want them to be. I kind of essentially want it to be like short, choppy, like a mullet, and then go like have like the length pretty much in the back. You know what I mean? So basically something where it's like enough choppy layers where I could put a little bit of product in my hand, rough up my fucking hair, and have it have a lot of volume. You know what I mean? And I can never do that myself. So there's this girl that I went to high school with, really cool fucking girl. And she works at a really well-known salon in the area. And she actually specializes in doing like shags and mullets and like modern mullets and stuff like that. So I have a couple reference photos I'm gonna send her. I'll even show you those later.
What the fuck's a modern mullet?
So kind of like a wolf cut, but a little shorter. I have photos, I'll show you. It's not like when you think of mullet and you think of like the 80s mullets, not that.
Think of Billy Ray Cyrus.
Kind of more like a shaggier shag that kids have nowadays.
What the fuck would mine be considered right now?
You're like a bowl cut right now.
Is it a bowl cut?
You're like a bad bowl cut right now.
Bad bowl cut.
But that's also because I didn't really add many layers to your hair at all when I did it. I just kind of gave you a trim.
It needed to be trimmed.
I cut it way too short, in my opinion. But Dylan likes it, so whatever.
I like it.
Anyway, yeah, so I scheduled a hair appointment. It's not till May. It's not till, like, middle of May. Because I was lining up my pay periods and to, like, when would be, like, the best time. Fun fact, since we get paid the same weeks, May we get paid 3 times that month.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I picked the middle of May because then I have a paycheck coming after that for bills.
Bi-weekly pay is dumb as fuck.
And then I have one at the beginning to like help with maybe some other bills, like my loan and whatnot.
Bi-weekly pay is illegal, in my opinion.
But anyway, yeah, my week hasn't been anything spectacular, but that was cool. So,
well, that's great.
Let's get started onto this. Get it straight out of the fucking way.
Let's do that.
So, Dylan thought, in the spirit of WrestleMania week, we were going to talk about our top 5 favorite Manias.
Damn right.
I think I have 3 that I can really recall, and not much else. So, we're also probably going to talk more like of like moments and whatnot.
Well, that's why it'd be like your favorite Mania.
Well, yeah, I know, but I don't know if I'd really say it's, like, my favorite Mania, because, like, I remember certain things happening, but I don't remember, like, whole Manias. My memory has been deprived of me, Dylan.
I want people that are listening to this as well to comment their favorite Manias.
Yeah, so get on it, Bryce. Get in the comments.
Or your favorite moments of Mania. Listen, you can start.
Okay, so I'm going to start right off the get-go with one that I know is on both of our lists, just to get it straight out of the gate. Also, mine are really in no particular order. I'm just talking. WrestleMania 17.
This is number 1 for me.
Yeah. So WrestleMania 17, because, like, I don't think there was a dull moment in it. I remember we rewatched it so many fucking times at the tattoo shop. We always put on WrestleMania 17 at work. At my old job.
It's literally the peak of professional wrestling in North America.
There was just so much shit going on.
I don't think... I'm going to find the card and stuff. I don't think nothing will ever touch what the peak was at that time. Like, WCW was just bought. ECW just went in bankruptcy. So there was all these unwanted, like, all these questions of what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
And it's just the peak of the Attitude Era, the peak of storytelling, the peak of just a lot of shit. Like the name value on this card alone, like Jericho Regal to open the fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit. Shane McMahon versus Vince McMahon in the whole story with the fucking Linda's in a comatose state and then she stands up and kicks Vince in the balls and the people go fucking ballistic. TLC 2.
Mm-hmm.
The gimmick battle royal. Undertaker and Triple H rocking Austin with the My Way package, bro. Like, this Mania, it's in the Astrodome. This Mania cooked.
Yeah.
This Mania cooked.
No, hands down. Hands down. Literally, like, I was even before we started recording this, I said to Dylan, I was like, wait a minute, when was Shane versus Vince? And he goes, Mania 17. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. I was like, oh, this peak wrestling moment that you think of, like this incredible wrestling thing that happened, yeah, it was in the best WrestleMania of all time, of course.
Yeah, Edge sparing Jeff Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
The Iron Sheik winning the gimmick battle royal.
That was literally the best thing that's ever happened.
The Astrodome. Fucking Triple H coming out with Lemmy singing.
Yeah.
Is cool. The Undertaker has the American Badass.
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold turning heel. I mean, a little questionable sometimes, but, like, cool.
Stone Cold was never really heel.
Yeah. I mean, he did turn heel, though. But
yeah.
But, yeah, WrestleMania 17. Number 2 for me. I don't know if this would be number 2 for you. I don't even know if this is on your list. Number 2 for me is WrestleMania 19. So 2 years later.
Yeah, no, I literally have 3 that I know off the top of my head. But if you break this down for me, I might be able to give you an answer.
So let's talk about WrestleMania 19 quick. So 2 years later, WrestleMania 18 was you had Rock and Hogan, WrestleMania 18, but WrestleMania 19, it's a new time now. It's the WWE, no longer WWF. It is the early stages of ruthless aggression.
Uh-huh.
And it's a pretty fucking banging card. Like what you have at the time. Like you have Matt Hardy, Version 1, opening the show against Rey Mysterio.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fucking barn burner right there. You had Team Angle, which is Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, facing the team of Chris Benoit and Rhino, and facing the team of Los Guerreros, Eddie and Chavo. What a match. Shawn Michaels versus Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan and McMahon.
Huh.
They go nuts. Rock and Austin, the better match. This is the better. 17 was good. It goes 19, 17, 15 if anyone's wondering, on their Mania trilogy. I like 19 better. And then Brock Lesnar almost dying in the main event against Kurt Angle.
Too bad that didn't come.
What a fucking main event from Seattle, Washington.
Not Seattle. It was probably rainy.
Well, they're indoors. They're at a baseball field indoors.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, WrestleMania 19.
Okay.
What would be your number 2?
Well, I'm not really necessarily saying number 2, but again, I'm just going kind of down the list. What was it? Was it 23?
Battle of the Billionaires?
Yeah.
WrestleMania 23 is
That was another one that we frequently just rewatched at the tattoo shop.
I feel like especially for like us, because this is an honorable mention of mine. So it's like not truly on my list, but it's an honorable mention. But I feel like this is always one that does get brought up, especially for our childhood, because we're children of the ruthless aggression era.
Yeah.
And it's a wild one.
That's the thing. Like, so much was happening.
I do remember this one. I remember watching it, but like the Money in the Bank match, I just know verbatim. It's Mr. Kennedy, CM Punk, Randy Orton, Finlay, Matt Hardy, King Booker, Jeff Hardy, and Edge. Jeff Hardy kills Edge in this match.
I think it was mainly for this the Money in the Bank match.
It's probably one of the best Money in the Bank matches, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy fucking kills fucking Edge. Hornswoggle gets involved in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy wins. Undertaker and Batista. This is a match that I always enjoyed because it's the ECW originals, which is RVD, Tommy Dreamer, Sabu, and Sandman versus the New Breed.
This was cool as fuck.
The ECW original, they come out through the crowd and stuff. That's why I always thought it was cool. The Battle of the Billionaires. Bobby Lashley with Donald Trump versus Umaga with Mr. McMahon. With Stone Cold Steve Austin is the special guest referee.
This whole match is such a fucking fever dream.
This is 13 minutes of chaos.
It's such a fucking fever dream, dude. Like, oh my god, I don't know. Like, it's one of those things that, like, this is fucking terrible. This did not need to be a thing, but it's fucking hilarious.
It's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Vince getting his head shaved is fucking funny. I mean, it'd have been funny if Trump got his head shaved. Either or.
Yeah.
But at least...
I wish he got his head shaved with a scalpel.
Oh my god. Vince sells it better.
Yeah.
Trump wouldn't have sold shit.
Trump probably would have gotten his head shaved and then pulled like a fucking toupee out of his back pocket and just put it on. Stuck it on.
That actually would have been low-key funny.
But like, I don't know, something about this match just... I don't know why. It's one of the things that sticks out to me. Like, when I think WWE. Like, this is one of the things that pops into my brain.
It's sports entertainment.
It really, really is. It was honestly that peak sports entertainment moment.
The main event for the WWE Championship is tag team champions and partners at the time, fun fact. John Cena versus Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels comes out with the DX theme because DX was still technically a thing at this time. Triple H was injured. He was not on this card. And it's probably one of the more iconic Cena WrestleMania entrants. Mm-hmm. Driving the fucking Mustang.
Yeah.
Breaking the glass. The crowd goes insane. It's fucking wild. It's wild. It's a wild mania. This match is so fucking long though.
It is.
It's almost a half hour long. They have a better one a few weeks later that goes like 45 minutes on Raw, but that one's actually better.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, for me, we're going to go back 3 years now. We're going to go back a couple years to WrestleMania 20 from Madison Square Garden. The 20th anniversary of WrestleMania. And specifically this... Because, man, there's some funny moments in this Mania we're going to get to, but there's some fucking great moments that are unfortunately erased from history because of certain things. And it sucks because it's such a beautiful moment, because when you think of WrestleMania, you think of happy moments because you want to send the fans home happy. Guerrero and Benoit at the end.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it's here. Benoit wins the world title. Guerrero won the WWE title. Well, he already had it. He retained it earlier in the night against Kurt Angle. But there's a 3-on-2 handicap match of Evolution versus the Rock and Sock Connection.
Oh yeah, this was good.
You got some old school Divas action in a Playboy evening gown women's tag match. Tori Wilson and Sable versus Miss Jackie and Stacy Keibler.
Get that shit off my fucking screen.
2.5 minutes long.
Get that off my fucking screen. I'm sorry. I'm just the fucking... I know it was in like all the older Manias, but like especially like Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression.
A fucking underrated fucking gem. And listen to these fucking names in this goddamn match. The Cruiserweight Open for the Cruiserweight Championship. This is fucking ridiculous that this only got 10.5 minutes, mind you. Chavo Guerrero.
Ooh, Chavo.
Akio. Billy Kidman. Funaki. Jamie Noble. Nunzio. Little Guido. Rey Mysterio. Shannon Moore. Tajiri. And Ultimo Dragon. What the fuck? Let's get all the cruiserweights from the cruiserweight division on the card. Fucking absolutely. This is an underrated gem. Also another underrated gem because it's so fucking bad but so fucking funny. The first ever Goldberg and Brock match.
Oh.
They're pissed. The crowd is pissed. Brock's leaving. Goldberg's leaving. Steve Austin's there trying to save it. He couldn't do anything. They're all pissed. This match is so bad. They hate it. It's so fucking funny. An iconic women's match also happened on the show. A hair versus title match. Victoria defeated Molly Holly. Molly Holly had to get her head shaved, which was insane. And then we had the return of the Phenom Undertaker by defeating Kane in a whopping 7 minutes. The streak's alive.
Yeah. Streak's alive and well.
WrestleMania 20 from Madison Square Garden. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
It's a fun one to go back and watch.
Yeah.
Number 3 for you.
It's controversial.
Oh, no.
It's controversial as fuck. But just hear me out.
I'm going to pull up the card because I know which one it is.
Hear me out. I don't remember the number. I'm bad with the numbers.
I know which one it is.
But the pandemic.
WrestleMania 36.
36. I was, for some reason, I was.
And I know when you told
37.
me that. I know when you told me this, I was like, Lissy, what the fuck? But like, I'm glad we're gonna talk about this because like, who else is gonna cover this? So, I mean, people might because it's like the weird year, but like, let's talk about this.
I love this WrestleMania because it was kind of terrible. They were trying a bunch of random fucking shit. Like, I don't care what people fucking say. The Firefly Funhouse match was a great fucking match. And it wasn't even a match. It was just so fucking cool to see. And it was so fucking different from, like, anything WWE really has ever done. And it was creative. And I feel like, especially at that time, like, it was really a good way for, like, Bray Wyatt to get his creativity out, and they kind of just let him do it, because why the fuck not? What else are you gonna do to keep the fucking fans entertained? You don't have to worry about a live audience, so fuck it.
I do want to know.
Oh, and Drew McIntyre winning the belt, too, was, like,
I do want to know. I mean, we kind of had, like, the original card pathway already. But we didn't have, if I remembered, when they started building the Cena Fiend match, that may have started right as the pandemic behind closed doors. I know they started, like, Cena, like, walked up the ramp and there was people there. And, like, the Fiend was staring at him, but maybe the next week was, like, the kickoff and that was the pandemic episode. I would have to go back and rewatch. But what I'm getting at is, I think AJ Styles and Undertaker's feud started well before they were behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. And it was already, like, announced that they were going to have, like, a one-on-one wrestling match. What if? This makes me think, like, what if? Because they didn't. They had the Boneyard match.
Which was also, honestly, I think the Boneyard match was worse than the fucking Firefly Funhouse match. Because what the fuck was that? But also,
we'll get my thoughts. We'll get my thoughts at this. But yeah, like, they hit the panic button, obviously, as everyone did, because the world fucking shut down.
Yeah.
This WrestleMania, I guess, holds, like, a special place in my heart because, like, it's our first Mania together.
Yeah.
So, and, like, we watched it, but, like, it's a WrestleMania that aired on tape delay.
Mm-hmm.
It was taped behind closed doors. It's the first 2-night Mania.
They did a documentary on this, right?
Yeah, they did. Let's just run down the card because the card is wild of, like, these matches that happened.
Mm-hmm.
So, night 1. The pre-show match. Cesaro defeated Drew Gulak.
On the pre-show. For the fans that were there.
Now, the main card. Women's tag title match. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defeats the Kabuki Warriors.
I remember I was mad about that.
Elias defeats King Corbin.
Okay. Elias!
Becky Lynch defeats Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's title.
Mm-hmm.
An underrated gem for the Intercontinental title. This happened at a fucking WrestleMania, bro. Behind closed doors. Sami Zayn defeated Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. That was fucking crazy.
One of the most interesting matches that ever happened at Mania. It is a triple threat ladder match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team titles. Tag team. Keyword tag team. I'm going to read off the competitors in this match. John Morrison defeated Jimmy Uso and Kofi Kingston. Where's their tag team partners, you may ask? Well, I think one of the Usos, so Jay got COVID or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So they were just like, fuck it, we're just gonna make it a triple threat.
For the tag team belts.
Okay?
Morrison like, Miz, I'm coming home.
Like, okay. Sure.
Oh my god, it's so silly. Like, you literally, there's nothing else you can do but laugh about it.
No disqualification match. Kevin Owens defeated Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah at the time.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
I forgot he was Monday Night Messiah.
Kevin Owens jumped off the sign in this match in the Performance Center.
Well, yeah, because I remember, I think during the documentary, Kevin Owens, like, saw the sign. He went, I want to go up that.
That's when he was on, like, at the field.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to go up that.
Yeah.
What a fucking crazy motherfucker. I've always loved Kevin Owens.
For the Universal title, it was originally supposed to be Goldberg versus Roman. Big Dog went home because of leukemia and the COVID. So he didn't want to get sick because of the leukemia.
Which is valid.
Yeah. So Big Dog went home and he would come back as the tribal chief.
Yep.
That's that's literally what happened. So to replace Big Dog, we got Braun Strowman. And this match went 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Braun Strowman defeated Goldberg for the Universal title.
Sure. Why not?
And in the main event of night one, AJ Styles is the main event at WrestleMania.
He is.
The Undertaker defeated AJ Styles in a boneyard match. Hell yeah, dude.
This match was so fucking wacky.
Hell.
Like, it's funny, honestly. But, like, it was so corny, man. I don't know. It's camp. That's what it is. This match is camp, and I kind of love it.
Hell yeah.
But I also kind of really fucking hated it.
So, night two. The boneyard match was fucking something else, man.
24 minutes even.
24 minutes even. Night two. The pre-show. Liv Morgan defeated Natalya.
Yeah.
The opening match. For the NXT Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair defeated Rhea Ripley.
Boo.
This was Charlotte's. She won the Rumble, and she picked the NXT title. This match went 20 and a half minutes.
Boo.
Random WrestleMania match. Aleister Black defeated Bobby Lashley.
Kings. Actually. Kings.
Another random WrestleMania match. Otis defeated Dolph Ziggler. They were fighting over Mandy Rose.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
In a last man standing match that went 36 minutes and 55 fucking seconds, Edge defeated Randy Orton.
Was this the match that was built as, like, the most insane, extreme fucking match that's ever gonna happen? Because there was an Edge and Orton. Was it Edge and Orton or was it Edge and No, it wasn't Edge and Christian.
No, Edge and Orton had the greatest wrestling match of all time.
That's what it was built as.
And that match went like 40 fucking minutes.
It wasn't this one.
No, this is where they'd fucking walk around the Performance Center beating the fuck out of each other in pure silence.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
No, it's like so like boring.
Yeah.
Because like at least like Ciampa versus like Tommaso versus Gargano in like one final beat, they had like music over it and made it cinematic. This wasn't cinematic.
No.
That was the problem.
I do like that they went around the Performance Center because it does kind of remind me of the Money in the Bank matches.
But like
that was really
cool. Cinematic too.
Yeah, that was more cinematic.
This wasn't. So you got the monotone commentary with Edge and Orton just work punching each other, walking through an empty Performance Center.
I think my favorite is like you can hear everything. So it's like da, ooh, yeah.
The most wildest shit they do in this thing is they're in like the gym and they literally do what Chris Benoit did. where like
That's right.
Orton wraps like the cords around
That's
Ed,
right,
like
that was this match.
yeah, and like it's literally like what Chris Benoit did to himself, and
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Whoa, hold on."
Yeah, everyone kind of was like, guys.
Like, hold on a minute. Yeah, moving on from that. Tag team match for the Raw tag team titles. The Street Profits defeated Angel Garza and Austin Theory. What the fuck was 2020? Anyway, moving on. We need to get all the women on the match. On the card. So for the SmackDown Women's title, a fatal 5-way elimination match. Bayley defeated Sasha Banks, Lacey Evans, Naomi, and Tamina.
Mm-hmm.
A Firefly Funhouse match.
Mm-hmm.
The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, killed John Cena.
Murdered him. Like, dead.
This match was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
This wasn't a match.
No.
This was just an acid trip, but it was fucking great. I loved it. To this day, I love watching it.
Oh, yeah.
It's great. They did a fucking good job.
No, again, I think this really showcased Bray Wyatt's creativity.
This was so different, and we needed it for the time.
Oh, yeah. I feel like if he was allowed to, like, be able to just continuously do this stuff, like, it would have been fucking awesome. But, of course, it doesn't translate with a live crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like he was really in his element with this.
Yeah.
I loved it.
In technically what is actually the co-main event for the WWE Championship, Drew McIntyre defeated Brock Lesnar.
Thank God.
In 4 minutes, 35 seconds.
Thank God.
And then, in a dark match, because why the fuck did they do this? Drew McIntyre defended the WWE Championship and defeated The Big Show.
Because why the fuck not?
Why not?
Why the fuck not?
Anyway, my number 4 pick for my 4th favorite WrestleMania, we're going way back in time to 1994. WrestleMania 10.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd put that up there.
Another Madison Square Garden WrestleMania.
I'd gladly put that on here just for Sean and Razor.
It has the best opening WrestleMania match. The best professional wrestling match. The best all-around match of all time on this show. That is Owen Hart versus Bret Hart.
Mm-hmm.
Opening the show. Amazing. Owen defeats Bret.
Yes.
Bret has to go face Yokozuna in the main event. Bret beats Yokozuna in the main event to win the WWF title. But Owen defeated Bret. That's what matters the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's what matters the most. Lex Luger also had to face Yokozuna because of the 1994 Royal Rumble finish. Then there was another match. There was some ladder match on here.
Yeah, not an important one.
Some ladder match. Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. Intercontinental title. Probably heard of it.
Yeah, totally, like, not that important or anything to wrestling history.
Amazing fucking match.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing fucking match. Another match that sticks out is Bam Bam Bigelow and Luna Vachon defeats Doink and Dink the Clown.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in the dark match, Jim Cornette made his WrestleMania debut. It was the Heavenly Bodies, with Jim Cornette defeated the Bushwhackers.
Yeah.
Also, Randy Savage defeated Crush in a Falls Count Anywhere match. What would be your number 4 Mania?
Well, I'd actually put WrestleMania 10.
WrestleMania 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so number 5. Now, I have 3 options here. So we're going to go through all 3 of these options. We have WrestleMania 1, and it's simply because it's WrestleMania 1. You had Hogan, you had Piper, Mr. T. It's just because it's the first Mania, like, it's cool to fucking think about. WrestleMania 3. There's like 93 fucking thousand people in that crowd. Yeah, Hogan and Andre. Hogan picks up Andre. But you also have Randy Savage versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. One of the greatest fucking matches of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have WrestleMania 30. Daniel Bryan winning the big one. He has to beat Triple H in the beginning. Then he has to beat Batista and Orton. He has to literally beat Evolution. All in one night. The streak ends, which is crazy.
Boo!
But then there's some honorable mentions of like Mania 22, Mania 24, Mania 13, which is my first Mania I've ever technically watched.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. What would be your number 5?
I'm just gonna say this for the humor of it. What was it? 38?
38.
Was it 38? Was that? It's WrestleMania weekend. Is that what it was?
It's WrestleMania weekend.
Is that what it was?
There's a lot of famous stories.
The only reason I pick this Mania isn't even because of the card, because the card was ass. Well, aside from Sammy and Johnny Knoxville,
And Kevin Owens and Stone Cold.
The only reason I say this is because this weekend was fucking atrocious.
This was so bad.
There was so much shit that happened. Like, so we had a backyard wrestling show for night 1.
Bryce, this was Battlefest weekend.
Yeah.
Or not was it Battlefest?
You'll know. You'll know.
This is when me and Bryce faced each other, and Bryce handcuffed me to the ropes and put Lyssie in the crossface chicken wing.
So that match happened the day of WrestleMania night 1, right?
But let's talk about what happened.
Yeah. So Dylan's driving to the show with, I think you were driving with Chris.
Yes.
And our one friend at the time. Or was I driving with our one friend at the time?
You had them.
I had them? Okay.
I had Chris and Ivan.
You had Chris and Ivan, that's right.
Yep.
So I'm driving with our friend at the time up to the show, because we used 2 different cars. I think Dylan had to go do something beforehand, or I was picking up our friend, so I was like, we'll just both meet you there, right? So we're driving, and literally around the corner from where this event is taking place, I'm getting there, and Dylan calls me, and he goes, hey, where are you? And I'm like, oh, I think I was so close. I was like, I think I'm coming up by Taco Bell, right? Like, I'm close. Because this friend did not live too far from me at the time. And Dylan was like, okay, my car just stopped. And I'm like, What do you mean your car stopped? Hit the gas.
No, like, so literally, what fucking happened was driving, red light, so I stop. And then the light turns green. Luckily, no one's behind me. And the car just stops. And I'm like, what the fuck? So we get out. Well, Chris and Ivan got out. And I just we put it in neutral. And we just pushed it to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Here to find out.
Luckily, it was a residential street.
Yeah, here to find out, like, the front axle, like, completely snapped.
Yeah.
Like the car just shit. Like, at this point, this was the end of this car.
Yeah. So we have to stop on this residential street to pick up Dylan and Chris and Ivan.
I called AAA.
Yeah, you get the car.
I'm calling Corey, and I'm like, hey man, I will be there.
But give us a couple minutes.
Give me a couple minutes. Not like the show's gonna start on time anyway.
So Dylan gets the car towed to his dad's, I think.
Yeah.
And then we all get in my car and literally drive up and around the corner to the show. So the show goes on, and unfortunately, some drama ensues and starts boiling or reaching a boiling point. And this was the time that the situation that we've talked about many times on here happened between me, Dylan, and Bryce, and the person he was with at the time.
The greatest professional wrestling match to ever take place.
Yeah.
This match is...
Mind you...
It's crazy that you could put this match on and be like, yeah, this is what happened that day.
Mind you, one of the craziest things about this day is we had people from NUW there. And
they know about this. Well, they know about the NUW stuff.
Well, no, I know. But what I'm saying is we had people from NUW there, And they had a hotel room, like, not too far, maybe like 10 minutes up the road. And the plan was, once the show was over, we were all going to meet up at this hotel room, and we were going to watch WrestleMania Night 1. WrestleMania weekend, yay! So, the show goes on fine, the situation kind of happens, but the plan's still there that we're all going to hang out at the hotel room, right? So, show ends. I am going to go back to my car to take everyone up to the hotel room, right? To take everyone to the hotel, it's like 10 minutes away, right? My car doesn't start. So I get in my car, and I try to turn it on, and it's not turning on. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Why the fuck is my car not turning on? So then we had to call AAA for my fucking car. And I'm like, how the fuck are we supposed to get to this hotel room now? Because like I was also supposed to take Chris and Ivan home. And I was supposed to take you. And I think our friend left. Because no, our friend was still with us. Our friend was still there.
We also had Corey.
Well, no, we didn't have Corey.
Yes.
Corey drove up himself, but we're getting there. So Corey drove his own car, right? So my car had to get towed to the they got to start with jumper cables with Corey's car, but I didn't trust driving it, so I had it towed to my garage, but I was out of car because remember my dad came down. So what we ended up doing was Corey took us. He took you, me, and our friend, and then Chris and Ivan got a ride from someone else. Or I don't think, maybe they walked home because they didn't live too far. But they ended up going their separate ways because they weren't going to the hotel room, right? The NUW people are already gone. And everyone's just stuck here. So we end up getting in Corey's car. And Corey drives us up there. Because I remember you went up to the room because Bryce was there. And everyone was up there. So you went up to the room.
Bryce was not there.
That's right. No, Bryce wasn't there.
He said he was going, but then he said that he had a headache.
Yes.
But in reality, it was Caleb being a bitch.
Yes. But I remember you went up to the hotel room for something with somebody. I don't remember what it was.
I went up with Corey.
No, because me, Corey, and this friend were in his car because Corey wanted to hit Jibs before he went up.
Oh, I wanted to go up because we got there. Because I had it on my phone, and the Cody match was starting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to miss Cody Rhodes.
So me, Corey, and this other friend were in the car. Because Corey wanted to hit Jibs, and our friend wanted to hit Jibs. And this was when Corey spilled his jib all over his car, and then pulled maxi pads out from his car and started slapping them down on the fucking center console to soak up the jib water.
Bro,
and it worked. Fuck? And it worked. So then we end up going up to the hotel room in this sketchy ass hotel with these sketchy ass fucking people that got in the
No. This hotel was not sketchy.
Oh my god.
This hotel wasn't sketchy. It was just in a sketchy area because of where it's at in the area because it's by the IHOP.
I'm pretty sure we had some weirdos in the fucking elevator.
Yeah, we were the weirdos.
Oh, maybe we were. Anyway, we get up to the hotel room. I'm playing Uno with Navon. And I'm pissing Navon off with Uno.
Yeah, we were playing Uno with Navon, and it was... If you played Uno with Navon, it's insane.
And it was great, and it was fun, and it was fantastic. I actually think before we got to the hotel, we went to Walmart, and Corey used his food stamps on food for us.
I think so.
I think that had happened. So then, anyway, that was night 1. It was a fucking cluster. And then night 2 wasn't as dramatic, but still kind of was. Like, I'm 99% sure we had a bunch of people over, including that same friend and their partner. And then they had to leave like halfway through because their partner apparently got sick. I don't know. There's a whole other thing that happened with them we're not going to discuss. But their partner got sick. And then we had two other couples over. And we were all, well, I wasn't, but everyone else was like getting fucking shit-faced. And I'm pretty sure this is the night Webb got so shit-faced he had to lay down on our fucking futon. And we tried to convince him to like stay the night, but he ended up just hanging out there until he sobered up and then went home.
I don't remember anything.
Because I think you were drunk.
Yeah, I don't remember anything.
Dylan doesn't remember anything about night 2.
I do not remember anything besides Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn.
And if I'm going to be honest...
Vince wrestling Pat McAfee.
If I'm going to be honest, I don't remember much about this Mania either. I just remember all the fucking crazy shit that happened around this Mania. And that's why I'm putting it there, because it was a fucking clusterfuck of a fucking Mania weekend. Because I remember it started off, we were all excited and hyped, and by the end of it, we were just like, WrestleMania weekend. It was such a dramatic 48 hours of our life. It was ridiculous. But yeah, no, I don't really know what I genuinely put at number 5, but I'm gonna toss it there just because what the fuck, our lives shifted in such dramatic ways that week. Or that weekend, in 48 hours. By the way, my car was fine. My car never had that issue, knock on wood, ever again. Literally ever again.
And then all I did was, I literally texted my stepmom the next morning and was like, hey, so the car's done. I need a car. And then my parents were literally like, well, just take the spare car.
Yeah.
And for the time being. I was like, okay, for the time being. Had it for like almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Had it for the last 3 years. My dad was just like, yeah, it's yours now.
And now you got the car you have now.
And I like it.
Yeah.
Because it has a sunroof.
Yes. Anyway, I think that wraps up our top 5 WrestleManias, which this took way too fucking long.
I'm glad it did.
Took about 40 minutes of the fucking podcast, I'd say.
Yeah, that's good.
Give or take. Let's actually get into the other stuff that happened this week in wrestling news, which realistically isn't going to take too long to talk about, because again, it's not a whole hell of a lot. So we'll start off with the WrestleMania 9 documentary that came out, which I think was really cool. I think it was cool to see, like, the first ever footage of, like, the first Mania they ever, like, recorded backstage and stuff.
So when they announced this, I was like, why are they doing a documentary on, like, a shit WrestleMania? Since we're talking about good WrestleManias, this WrestleMania ain't that good. And
there was an elephant. It could have been that bad.
And, like, why are they doing it? But then when you watch the documentary and, like, explain, like, this was pretty much a change of the WWF at the time. And it's like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And plus, they probably just did it because it was in Vegas. This one's in Vegas.
And how many times is Bret Hart getting screwed over by Vince McMahon?
Bro, I love when Bret Hart gets mad. My favorite thing. But yeah, like, no, so this Mania is at Caesar Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Gordon Ramsay's Caesar Palace? His Caesar Palace?
The main event is the infamous Bret Hart Yokozuna match. Bret gets screwed. Hogan comes out, saves the day, wins the WWF title.
Yippee!
Hogan is with the Booty Man earlier in the night facing Money Inc. in a tag team match. Trying to think what else happened on this fucking card. JR.
Steiners.
What?
The Steiners.
The Steiners faced the Head Shrinkers. JR was there.
Mm-hmm.
Undertaker got chloroformed.
Worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's bad.
Worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
But no, like the footage, like the behind the scenes footage is cool of like them like putting it together.
I like that one guy that was like kind of in charge of things, and he walked up to like the executives and like, hey, not all of our VIPs are here. Can you get the show to start over?
Yeah, we gotta get the show started. And he just disappeared.
And he's like, I never said anything to anyone, and I just vanished for the rest of the night. And I'm like, bro, fucking me when I worked at Target.
What the fuck?
Literally disappearing for like 90% of my fucking shift.
I always did that too, not gonna lie. But what the fuck, man? What the fuck? What do you think of this documentary, though?
It was cool as fuck. It was really fucking cool. I will have to say that much.
I like, you could tell, like, because it's that time where kayfabe was still protected, so, like, everyone sees, like, the cameras and, like, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you filming? It's cool.
And then moving on, we also watched the newest episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
Yes, which was on Big Van Vader. Now, Lissy, what are your thoughts on Big Van Vader?
I genuinely kind of feel bad for him.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I get it that, like, that dude that he almost paralyzed, like, I get that guy being mad at him and everything. But, like, I don't know, watching this whole thing and, like, hearing about him and whatnot genuinely just felt like this guy that was really under so much pressure of not only the audience, but himself, and just, unfortunately, was not really built for it, and just, like, kind of self-imploded.
Yeah.
And I genuinely, because I feel like just hearing his wife and his kid, like, talking about him, I feel like he probably genuinely was a pretty good guy.
Yeah, like, I've heard stories that, like, it's Vader, like, he's a good guy, but, I mean, it's Vader. But, like, it's not, like, Vader, like, it's literally one of those, like, fall from grace stories.
Mm-hmm.
You literally see this guy fall from grace, which is an unfortunate fucking thing. Like, he is this fucking big fucking thing in Japan. And pretty much in, like, WCW, kinda. And then WWF kinda just... yeah, he got ruined in WWF. Partially his fault, partially WWF's fault. There's an argument there. And, like, yeah, it's sad to see. But...
I think it's more so Shawn Michaels' fault.
Shawn Michaels, yeah. Hogan in WCW and stuff. It's an unfortunate thing. I still can't believe they had him, like, say, like, I'm a fat piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's wild. My favorite moment of Vader, it's actually my first moment of Vader, is when he fucking kills Gorilla Monsoon in the ring.
Yeah?
Yep. Jim Cornette's screaming and shit. It's fucking insane. Hell yeah. It's time. It's time. It's Vader time.
I think, it was really cool about his handmade fucking, gear from Japan.
Yeah.
Like the helmet and the shoulder pads and everything.
The helmet's the coolest fucking thing he's ever had, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking cool.
Cool as fuck.
So cool.
We need that again in wrestling.
Yeah.
But moving on to Raw, Jey Uso cuts a good promo? I don't remember this.
This is...
I think I remember being like, wow, this was a good promo, and I just don't remember what the fuck. Was this when he was yelling at Gunther and he was, like, trying to get the crowd to not yeet, and they were still yeeting?
Yeah.
And he was like, you killed my brother. And then everyone went, yeet.
Yep. You killed my brother. No, it was just, like, I just put it on there, like, he cut a really good promo, and, like, probably the best thing to happen out of this build so far.
Yeah.
For this fucking feud. That's honestly really about it.
Now Paul Heyman owes Seth fucking Rollins a favor.
Yeah, so, like, Punk and Seth and Paul, they were all bickering like they always do, and
like that old married couple.
They got into a little skirmish, and Seth went to go stomp Punk's head, but he didn't. And he said, "You owe me a favor."
You owe me a favor. I think it was supposed to be Paul's head.
Oh yeah, no, it's supposed to be Paul's head. Yeah, my bad.
You owe me a favor because I saved your wife.
Yep, that's what it was. Do you think Seth is gonna win this triple threat match?
No.
And Paul's gonna help Seth or turn her?
No, I mean, it does feel kind of more so now that the possibility of Paul siding with Seth could work. But I can honestly see it as something where, like, Paul tries to help Seth, but it doesn't, like something where it's like, I don't know, Paul Heyman, like, sabotages Roman in Seth's behalf, and Roman and Punk are now aware that Paul is helping Seth, but it actually doesn't win Seth the match. And, like, Punk wins the match, and then it's like, oh shit, now we go with a feud with Seth because why do you have my husband, Paul Heyman?
Why do you have my husband?
And Roman just falls into depression.
Roman's gonna, like, end himself, bro.
You know what I mean? So, like, I
feel bad.
I could see something like that happening, or like I don't think Roman takes the pin. I mean, he could, but I could see Punk pinning Seth, and when he pins Seth after Heyman tried to help Seth, he stares Paul Heyman down as he's pinning him. You know what I mean? Like, if that ends up being the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but what's this new favor? Find out.
There's so many favors Paul Heyman owes.
He is in so much debt.
Bro,
he is not, like, a stranger to being in debt, though.
Yeah, bro, like, you're asking Paul Heyman for a fucking favor? Come on, Tommy Dreamer's been waiting.
Tommy Dreamer's gonna show up at one point and just be like, hey, dude, what the fuck? Like...
Where's my favor?
Alright, let's talk about something that's the most important thing to be talking about on this entire podcast.
Yes, it's finally your turn to just talk.
It's my turn to talk. because we're going to be going into Dynamite, and we're going to be talking about the Elite drama.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Come on. So,
Elite
luckily,
drama in 2025.
Luckily, I was gifted the gift of the Young Bucks autism.
Oh, yeah, you were gifted.
Hey, chill the fuck out. Anyway, and I'm right. I'm always right. I know my boys. I know my boys like the back of my fucking hand.
Yawn.
Dylan. Shut up. So, my boys come out.
That's cool.
And they walk their little happy asses into the ring after the Death Riders, I think it was Mox beat, I don't remember who the fuck Mox wrestled, but he wrestled somebody. And then the Young Bucks walk out, and they go, "Give it up for our AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley." That's my Nick Jackson impersonation. "We are the founding fathers of AEW, and you will respect us." And then he says, "Shut the F up." Like, he literally says, "Shut the F up." It's so fucking funny. It's so stupid. Why does he talk like that? What the fuck is wrong with him? But anyway, the more important part. So, Nick says, "Now I know a lot of you have some questions as to why we did what we did at Dynasty, and we're here to tell you. We have a couple reasons. Reason number one, our good friend, Hangman Adam Page. We know that you didn't want Swerve to win that AEW World Championship, so we stopped him. We're good friends. You're welcome, buddy. We love you." While, like, Hangman is literally having an existential fucking crisis probably in the fucking back. So I was right about that, as I always am. They did it for their friend because they're bad fucking friends and they don't actually know what the fuck's going on with their friends at any given fucking moment. But they think they do, and then they pat themselves on the back for it because the Young Bucks are bad friends. That's just their whole shtick, and they're really good at being bad friends. And then Nick hands the microphone over to Matt, and Matt goes, "Secondly," I can't do a good Matt Jackson impersonation. I can't do a good Nick Jackson impersonation either. But secondly, we wanted to offer this as a peace offering to you, Death Riders. We don't have any beef with you, and we hope that you don't have any beef with us. But think about it. Think about it. The Elite, the EVPs, working hand in hand with the Death Riders. You did what we couldn't do. You took control of this company.
This is so bad.
It's a terrible fucking Matt Jackson impersonation, I know.
I fucking hate this.
You took over this company when we couldn't, and we applaud you for it. You even won the AEW World Championship when we couldn't do that. Yeah, you're tag teams, buddy. Like, Matt Jackson, you're not winning the championship. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I love you, but I don't think it's happening. And then, I hear the battle cry. Kenny Omega walks out, and he just looks done. He looks over this fucking shit. He, like, half-assed does his fucking, like, entrance and whatever. And my favorite thing about this whole Kenny thing is we're literally just getting fucking Tyson Smith. Like, we're not even getting Kenny Omega. We're getting Tyson Smith. Just how he fucking talks, how he fucking acts, the things he fucking says. It's so fucking funny. And he walks out, and he tells us an anecdote about his friend. Oh my god, do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking Lita.
She's been doing that all day.
She's fucking crying. He tells us this fucking anecdote about his friend from high school or college that had two little Shih Tzu dogs that, and I quote, sometimes would just take a dookie on the floor. And then they'd keep taking dookies. And basically, he referred to the Young Bucks as Shih Tzus that kept taking shits on the fucking floor. And
cucks.
Well, yes, I was getting there. And how they created such a fucking mess that at this point you just have to kind of do things Kenny's way. And that's what he's planned to do. And he talked about the documents that they were ripping up, and he said, I'm going to spoil it. You know, they're just committing tax fraud, and they're just getting rid of the fucking evidence for their private jets and their cuck chairs.
They're committing tax fraud.
Basically, he accused them of being cucks, committing tax fraud, and saying they shit on the floor.
That's kind of crazy.
So then Kenny came out and was going to be like, I'm just going to beat the shit out of you. And then Okada comes out, and Kenny's like, God fucking damn it, Okada's here. And then Swerve comes out to help protect Kenny, and then they kind of have like a little, all right, dude, I'm cool with you if you're cool with me. And then Pac comes out and beats the shit out of Swerve as he's cutting a promo. We're getting elite drama. It's so good. I'm so ready for it. What do you think about all this?
It's dumb. Moving on.
No, tell me what you think about this.
I'm not a fan of it. We don't need Elite lore in Big 2025. Keep Kenny away from the Elite.
No.
We don't need this.
No. The whole shtick is they're bad friends.
We don't need this.
Oh my god, whatever. Hater. You're just a fucking hater.
It's Dookie.
You're a hater.
Moving on.
Oh, right, I'm the host. MJF and the Hurt Syndicate.
Bro, this is so good.
It's so funny.
It's so good.
It was so fucking funny.
He's gonna join.
So, the Hurt Syndicate comes out to celebrate another win at the pay-per-view and defending their titles successfully. And as they're about to toast, MJF's music hits, and he's, like, not running to the ring, but he's, like, walking at a quick pace to the ring because he's gonna go celebrate with his new friends. And he gets in the ring, and Shelton Benjamin's standing there with, like, his hands in front of him, like his hands over, like his one hand over his other hand, arms in front of him, whatever. And fucking MJF just stands next to him and hits the exact same pose. Bro thinks he's on the fucking team. And then he comes out and he says a bunch of stuff, and he's like, yeah, this is great, guys, like, we're celebrating our win and everything, I got my friends here. And then Bobby Lashley tells him to shut the fuck up. And then they get into a bickering match back and forth. And what the fuck did Max say? He's like, yeah, you're blind as a bat, Bob. And he said it like that. He said, Bob.
Bob.
Bob. Like, what the fuck, man? So then, MVP is like, look, if you're going to join the Hurt Syndicate, you need 3 thumbs up. You guys already know my vote. And then he asks Shelton, and Shelton kind of has, like, the middle thumbs up, but then he goes to a thumbs down.
It's Batista again.
And Bobby Lashley goes, thank you. And then they leave. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? This is such a fucking weird-ass fucking story, but I'm here for it. I'm fucking here for it. It's funny. Look, I just hope that MJF keeps doing comical fucking shit in this fucking story. It's so funny.
Chris Jericho had a mental breakdown.
He sure did.
That was insane.
He's not angry. He's just disappointed.
Bro, he's going on tour with Fozzy, that's why.
Yeah, so...
He's leaving.
There was a Learning Tree segment where Chris Jericho was talking about how he lost his belt. And then Big Bill and Brian Keith come out, and Big Bill's like, if you're going to be out here just to disrespect us and discredit us, then we'll fucking leave. But, like, we wanted to learn from you, and we haven't learned a fucking thing. And then Chris Jericho pops off on them about how possibly, like, him losing his belt could have been Big Bill's fault because he wasn't there to help him. And that their losses are his losses. And then he's not mad. He's just disappointed. And then he keeps saying it, and he starts swinging his bat at the TV and starts destroying the whole set, and then storms off. And then in the back, like, they catch up with him, and he's just knocking shit over with his fucking bat and gets in a car and leaves.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Chris Jericho.
Bye.
We don't need to see you for a hot minute. Goodbye.
That was Dynamite.
Was there not something else?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because it was just MJF and that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't much on Dynamite. It sucked. Moving on to our WrestleMania predictions. Because next week's episode will be WrestleMania and more. So we might as well give our predictions.
Yeah.
WrestleMania happening on 4/20 this year.
Well, one of the days, yeah.
Easter weekend. So let's talk about day 1 first. Night 1. For the World Tag Team titles, the War Raiders will defend against the New Day.
Yawn.
The New Day.
Yeah, probably the New Day.
Rey Mysterio will face El Grande Americano.
I feel like El Grande Americano is going to win.
No, Rey Mysterio wins by unmasking El Grande Americano, showing that it's Chad Gable.
Oh yeah, that's probably actually smarter than what I was thinking.
A non-title, no title on the line. 1-on-1, no stipulation. Singles match, women's singles match. Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Jade Cargill.
Yep.
I'm kind of mad that there's no stipulation though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's crazy that like there's no belt involved or anything, and they got a Mania match.
Yeah.
For the United States Championship, LA Knight.
Yeah.
Will defend against. Oh yeah, Jade Cargill. I didn't know if I said that or not. LA Knight will defend against Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu. The most interesting match of the night. For the women's title, Tiffany will defend against Charlotte Flair. Boy, I'm scared of what's going to happen. It's probably going to be Charlotte.
I don't want it to be Charlotte.
It's going to be Charlotte. For the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther will defend against Jey Uso.
Yeet.
It's going to be Jey Uso.
Yeet.
And in the main event, a triple threat match. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
CM Punk.
CM Punk, I think. Night 2 on 420. Liv Morgan. Good thing she's wrestling on 420.
Yeah, you can't have Punk on 420.
Gotta have Liv Morgan, though, because, I smoke weed with her. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Rochelle, as Jim Cornette calls her, will defend their women's tag team titles against Bayley and the Bird Lady.
Lyra Valkyria.
The Bird Lady.
Probably Liv Morgan and Raquel.
Yeah. Because Bayley and Lyra are building to a story. Because she's the Intercontinental Champion. AJ Styles will go one-on-one with Logan Paul.
Probably Logan Paul, unfortunately.
No, it's going to be AJ.
I hope so. That's what I want.
A fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker, Penta, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio.
Penta.
Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
Pinning Finn Balor.
I can see that, yeah.
Judgment Day drama.
I can see that.
Protects Penta, protects fucking Braun. In a Sin City street fight, Damian Priest will face Drew McIntyre.
Oh my god, the slots are fighting?
I don't know who wins this.
I don't care who wins this. Yes, queen. Yes, girl.
Probably Damian Priest.
We got the bisexual Undertaker versus cunty Drew McIntyre. Let's go. This is for me and Anna.
It's probably Damian Priest.
Yeah, I could see it being Damian Priest. Oh my god, Anna, I can't believe we have a match together. That's crazy.
A triple threat match for the Women's Championship. Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley.
Rhea.
Which,
why the fuck even put the belt on Io at that point?
And in the main event of night 2, for the WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes will defend against John Cena.
John Cena. John
Cena's going to win. That is WrestleMania 41. What a weak card. But I've learned to not say that with WrestleManias of, wow, what a weak card. Because sometimes they blow away. Because last year's card looked weak too. So yeah, let's see what happens with WrestleMania this year.
Hopefully it's better than it sounds. Yeah. I took the whole weekend off of work for this shit. Yeah. Hopefully it's better than it sounds.
Alright. Well, with that being said, Lizzie, who is your wrestler of the week?
Yikes. Who is my wrestler of the week? Pull up the Instagram really quick, because I feel like this is somebody we've already talked about. But I could be wrong, actually. Let's see. Wow. Okay. So, surprisingly enough, this is not somebody we've talked about. I'm just double checking just to make sure. Wow. Alrighty. Let's talk about Rhea Ripley.
Mommy.
We have not talked about her yet.
We're talking about Mommy.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's
Are you on your burner?
Yeah, because I had like a weird notification, but I thought it's not actually anything.
Yeah. Ask me some questions about Rhea Ripley.
Well, what's your introduction to Rhea Ripley?
I mean, probably when I started watching again.
Okay. She was in NXT at the time.
Yeah, so I don't really recall too much, but it was actually probably the Pandemic Mania.
Yeah.
I would think, because I remember that whole storyline that they were telling between Charlotte and Rhea, where Rhea was talking about how, like, everyone always just said she's like another Charlotte Flair. She looks like another Charlotte Flair, so she, like, cut her hair and changed her look so people would stop comparing her to looking like Charlotte Flair or whatever. And I guess they've had, which again, I'm not too familiar with, I guess they had some, like, good shit in NXT together.
Yeah.
So, I think if I recall correctly, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like people being pretty excited for this because they had such good shit going on in NXT. But
NXT was fucking peak at this time.
yeah. And then I don't even remember when she showed up on the main roster. I just felt like she was kind of always there.
Yeah, she just showed up one day, pretty much.
Yeah, like, I don't think she ever got drafted. She just fucking showed up.
Yeah, I think she just showed up.
But yeah, I would say that's probably gonna be, that would probably be my introduction to her.
Give me some of your favorite moments of Rhea Ripley.
I'm trying to think, because, like, it's no hate or, like, disrespect to Rhea Ripley at all. But I feel like a lot has been overshadowed with Rhea as the time has gone on. Not because she was, like, women's champion or anything, but just because she got so over with the crowd because she's, like, gothy mommy. Yeah. You know what I mean? That they were kind of like, we could just put Rhea here and talk and people would love her. But I honestly, I really dug when her and Liv were a tag team.
Okay.
I really fucking loved her and Liv together. And then when she fucking turned on Liv, I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Are you fucking serious right now? Like, what the fuck is this fucking shit? But then, didn't she turn on Liv and then she joined Judgment Day?
Well, yeah, she joined Judgment Day.
Yeah. I'm pretty, like, it was like she did that and then she was in Judgment Day and she, like, dyed her hair black and everything. Yeah. And now she's, like, the Rhea that everyone, like, not that people didn't know her before, but, like, once she dyed her hair black, like, everyone was like, whoa.
Yeah, I think...
Hello.
I think Judgment Day Rhea is, like, peak Rhea.
Yeah. No, 100%.
100%. Like, even, like, the stuff with her and Dom.
Mm-hmm. I prefer the stuff with her and Damien.
Yeah.
Her and Damien Priest, the Terror Twins, is so fucking good. I love them together.
It feels like it's always a topic of discussion when talking about Rhea Ripley, so we're gonna talk about it. What are your opinions on Rhea Ripley as a wrestler?
I think she's a solid wrestler. I think my thing with Rhea is I feel like she is genuinely in ring, like, one of the best, like, women on the roster.
Her matches are always good.
Her matches are always good. She definitely doesn't stray away from, like, really leaning in on her fucking matches. And the thing that makes me upset is the fact that the whole thing with Rhea has turned to the gothic Dommy Mommy thing.
Yep.
And
the fan base.
And the fan base, and people just... I'm glad that she has fun with it, don't get me wrong. But, like, I'm mad that people focus more on that than her actual fucking in-ring ability.
There's two big problems with Rhea Ripley, and it's nothing with Rhea Ripley. It's the fan base, and those two big problems are the gooners in the fan base and the women that don't know anything about wrestling and are, like, really obsessive about her on Twitter.
Yeah, the one, you know what the thing I hate the most about? And there's a certain somebody that I used to work with that knew about Rhea Ripley because, like, she's a pretty goth girl and she, like, blew up on the internet. So, like, every alternative person knows about fucking Rhea Ripley at this point.
Yeah.
Because she's like goals.
Bryce is like fucking shooting on Kayla in the comments right now.
Yeah.
Like he is like shooting right now.
But this person, and granted, they're not a wrestling fan, but I've corrected them multiple fucking times and they just chose to not listen to me. When people call her Rhea.
It's Rhea.
It's Rhea. It's Rhea Ripley, and people have called her Rhea. And I'm like, that's literally not it. That's not her name. And this person, you know the person I'm talking about.
Do I?
The person that doesn't leave me alone. That I used to work with at my current job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about like
my current job.
An old job.
No, my current job.
That's what threw me off.
And every time like I would mention anything about wrestling, they would always be like, "Oh, the only thing I know about wrestling is Rhea Ripley." And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, Rhea Ripley?" Like, "Yeah, Rhea." And I'm like, "It's Rhea. It's Rhea Ripley."
Rhea Ripley.
It's Rhea Ripley, and like, well, yeah, I just know it because like she's hot and alternative, and I'm like, her name's it's Rhea Ripley. It's Rhea Ripley. It drives me fucking nuts. But yes, I also agree with that of just people that don't know anything about wrestling, but know Rhea and fangirl over Rhea. And like, it kind of falls in suit with a lot of the issue that I take with, not all, I found my people.
There's a lot of wrestlers.
Yes, but I will say, for example,
The Young Bucks.
I found my people, and I found my people that genuinely, like, they like the Elite, they like the Young Bucks, but they like wrestling in general.
There is crazy Phil fans out there, too.
Yes, that don't care about anything else about the product unless it's this one person, or these two people in the Young Bucks instance, where it's like, the amount of times when I was trying to get my algorithm right that I just saw people being like, "Oh, Dynamite's on, let me know if the Young Bucks are on and I'll watch." And I'm like, what the and this was when, like, this was, like, 2021. When AEW was, like, popping off all the time.
You just want to watch everything, bro.
Yeah.
I miss those days of wrestling.
And I'm like, dude, what do you mean when the Young Bucks are on? Like the Jurassic Express right now.
Man, I miss those days of AEW. Tony, can we upload those fucking episodes?
Please, Tony. But, and there's so many people that are like that with Rhea Ripley, where it's just like, I only, like, she's hot, so I like her, like, so I don't care, like, about anything else, like, just show me when, and it's like, and we know of a person.
Oh, yeah.
We know of a person, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, for a minute there, I was kind of starting to not like Rhea Ripley because of this person. Because I remember distinctly, and you know what, I'm gonna shoot for a second, I remember distinctly leading up to Halloween.
Oh, no.
Bryce, you know what I'm talking about, buddy. You know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. Leading up to Halloween, I'd be texting Bryce. In effort of talking to this person, because I wasn't too sure if I'd be okay, like, if we weren't really, like, that good of friends, like, we hung out and talked here and there a little bit, but, like, I didn't want to, like, intrude and, like, kind of come off, like, abrasive or anything.
You were trying to form a friendship.
Yes. So I would text Bryce and be like, "Hey, I know that this person is looking to cosplay as Rhea Ripley for Halloween. And this is around the time when I had a falling out with my ex-best friend. And I was like, I really miss, like, doing arts and crafts and stuff with my ex-best friend. And I know that they're looking to cosplay as this person. So if they want to, like, get together one day, like, you and Dylan can, like, do some stuff, play some video games, and we can, like, work on our Halloween costumes together, because, like, I have to work on my Young Bucks jacket, because this is when I dressed up as Matt Jackson, and I was like, I have to work on my Young Bucks jacket, and I know that this person has to work on the Rhea Ripley vest, so, like, you know, I have paints and stuff and everything, or, like, we can go out and buy stuff if they need anything, like, and we could, like, work together, and if they have it, like, if they're struggling with something, maybe I might be able to help them, or vice versa, you know, like, and I was, like, sending him links to different types of pants and whatnot that she could wear, and whatnot, and I know he was delivering those messages. I know it wasn't just, like, one ear out the other. I know he was delivering these messages and trying to get something going, but it was just, well, no, they're your friends, they're not really my friends, and I'm over here, like, actively trying to, like, And maybe it would have been different if I messaged them personally, but it also really doesn't matter at this point in time anyway. But nonetheless, I didn't want to just, we maybe briefly talked, here and there, and I didn't want to just message them and be like, come over to my house and hang out and, like, do crafts with me. Like, I felt like that was very abrasive, considering this person seemed very, introverted, and I didn't want to, like, step over any boundaries. So that never ended up happening, which is fine. But then I also remember, and I'm sorry if this makes me sound like a bitch, but I know we don't like this person, so it doesn't matter anymore. I remember when we got home from Knoebels, because we went to Knoebels, we all dressed up and everything. And we got home from Knoebels, and I posted a picture of my Matt Jackson cosplay on Twitter. And this person posted a picture of their cosplay on Instagram and tagged Rhea in it, and I tagged the Bucks in mine on Twitter. And I remember I got so excited because this was my very first ever interaction with anyone from the Elite, and it was 4 people. And the cosplay, like, got some pretty decent traction as well on Twitter. And first, I got a response from Brandon Cutler, who shared it, and said, probably the closest to the real gear I've ever seen, which at the time made me super happy. And it's actually, side note, a little ironic, because after all this happened is when Shining Polaris started messaging me and started being friends with me, and I think maybe it was out of some kind of jealousy, because I got that fucking compliment when they were also a Young Bucks cosplayer, so I did better. Anyway, then Lady Cutler, who's Brandon Cutler's wife, who makes the gear, commented on it and said that it looked fantastic and also messaged me about it. Incredible. And then the Bucks shared it. And this all happened very fast. Like, I think I got home and I was like, oh shit, I forgot to upload the pictures to Twitter. I uploaded them, I tagged them. I got undressed and then got dressed into, like, pajamas. And we were all still hanging out. I come out of the room, it's maybe, like, 10 minutes. And my phone's blowing the fuck up. Because I got Brandon, I got Lady Cutler, and I got the Bucks. All in, like, 10 fucking minutes. It was so fucking fast. And I was losing it. I was, like, fangirling super fucking hardcore. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then I remember this person not exactly seemingly being very happy for me, and was more so upset because Rhea didn't see her cosplay. Which then later on she did. She later on shared it to her story. But I just remember I was in a really good mood, excited about this, and it seemed like the energy drained from this person. They were miserable and just wanted to go home. And don't get me wrong, I get it, like, your favorite wrestler or whatever, it's kind of, like, bums you out when 2 people who are cosplaying their favorite wrestlers, and one of them gets the notoriety and the other doesn't immediately. But, like, to not even be happy for somebody else, like, if she got the notoriety from Rhea Ripley, I would have been really fucking happy for her. And I was even trying to cheer her up and be like, I'm sure she'll see it eventually. She probably gets tagged in a lot of them. I'm sure she'll see it. And she just didn't want to fucking hear it. And I would have been happy for her, but instead, she decided to just be fucking pissy about it. So, Bryce, actually, if you have any stories about that from the drive home, let me know. Oh my god, she's crying. But let me know. But yeah, so basically, just my point of this whole story is the attitude towards Rhea Ripley from this person, and being, like, first-handed, like, around this person, just really kind of left a bad taste in my mouth and made me really start not liking the wrestler. So, but luckily, I didn't let it ruin it for me, and I do appreciate Rhea as a wrestler. I think she's fucking phenomenal in the ring, and I really do think she gets overlooked by her weird fucking fan base.
Yeah.
But what do you have to say? I just went off on a whole fucking story time. I know you're messaging Bryce now. Like,
Rhea Ripley's great. Really great wrestler. When she started in NXT, I always, like, had my eyes on her because it's different. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's different for WWE, so that's why I always caught my eye. I'm glad that she's, like, one of the faces of the women's division. Cause
Me too.
she's good, and I'd rather her than Charlotte Flair.
She's a good promo. She's a good worker. She's got a good look. You know what I mean?
She's gonna go to Hollywood someday. She's gonna have a movie role.
She really is our modern day China.
Yeah.
I will absolutely 100% agree with that point, that she is our modern day China. And I love China.
And that's why Triple H books her.
Yeah.
The way she gets booked.
No, honestly. But, anything else you gotta say?
Rhea Ripley should win the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
The men's one.
She should beat John Cena.
Yes.
Yeah. Not even Cody Rhodes. Sorry, Cody Rhodes. You're not keeping it for like another week.
I think that's all I have to say.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to take us out of here then tonight. So, thank you guys so much for listening or watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe.
What the fuck are they watching?
They're watching our picture on the screen.
Our fucking picture. We should fucking change that up.
I just made it.
No,
you're gonna have to wait.
No, we should make this a video podcast.
No, I know that. We need to get a better setup for that, honestly. Maybe one day.
Eventually.
Maybe one day. Maybe when I actually get a fucking desk in that side room and I actually get like a PC set up.
We'll tell you what. We're at 47 subscribers because we're ass at this. When we hit 100 subscribers.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe by that point I'll finally buy a desk. But no, I have a PC lined up and everything. I just need to fucking get to it. You know what I mean? I need to get the desk. Then I need to get Bree to come over to set up the PC for me. And then when I have the PC and the monitor, then we'll have a computer and we can edit it.
Why don't Bree set it up Mania weekend?
Where are we putting it? We don't have a desk.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We don't have the area for the PC. I need the desk to get the PC to get the Bree.
Well, we already have the Bree.
We do already have the Bree.
I don't think Bree going anywhere unless she goes to jail.
She's not going to jail.
Because she's due for jail.
She's not going to jail. Oh my god, Dylan. No. She needs to set up my PC before she goes to jail. Bree, if you're listening to this, you cannot go to jail until I get a desk and my PC set up. Okay? You have to make me that promise. And don't send me a Snapchat being like, you can't tell me what to do. Okay? We made a deal. But if you like this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends, your neighbors, and the people that you think like Rhea Ripley in a weird way, just so we can kind of dunk on them a little bit. If you want to follow us on Instagram, you can follow us at Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. You want to follow me anywhere, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at my same handle, which is Lungtar, LUNG_TAR. Blue Sky at Lungtar, LUNG, either an underscore or a hyphen, TAR. And on TikTok at Lungbucks, LUNG_BUCKS. Dylan, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DillWeaves, DYLWEAVES, and then Instagram is the same thing, but DYL_line, WEAVES_line.
Alrighty, Thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and we will see you in the next one. Goodbye!
Bye!